I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs and people have some serious misconceptions about what makes a successful business. Let me cover some of the most common misconceptions that I keep hearing. Misconception number one, you have to hold on to 100% of your equity. Well, let's have a look at some of the richest people in the world. Bernard Arnault, who owns LVMH, has 41% of LVMH. Larry and Sergey, who own Google or who founded Google, have about 12% between the two of them. Mark Zuckerberg has got about 13.5% of Facebook. Jeff Bezos has about 9% of Amazon. If holding on to 100% was a good idea, all the best entrepreneurs would try and hold on to 100%, but they don't. They use their equity to raise capital, to incentivize talent, to do joint ventures, partnerships, and acquisitions. So there's a lot of reasons why you might dilute your company. Holding on to 100% is not the best way to think about it. Imagine this. Imagine your business is worth 10 million and someone else comes along who's got an amazing business that's also worth 10 million, and the two of you are going to join forces, and it's one of those kind of beautiful symbiotic relationships where 1 and 1 equals 11, and you're going to be able to perfectly complement each other. You've still got 10 million worth of shares, they've got 10 million of shares. Together, you merge the companies and make 20 million, you've got 50% each, but now you grow twice as fast. Wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm just using that as an example. There are plenty of reasons why diluting your percentage is a good idea in order to actually make more money. Misconception number two, it would be impossible to sell a business if you had a big personal brand attached to that business. That's absolutely not correct. Richard Branson sells businesses all the time and he's got a huge personal brand. Most recently, we've seen Ryan Reynolds. He's got an amazing personal brand and he's been able to sell several businesses for north of $1 billion. No one has a bigger brand than George Clooney, who made most of his worth by building a business associated with his personal brand and selling it. So here's the thing. Big personal brands create fast growth, they attract talent, they get revenue streams locked in. These are the things that investors want. These are the things that acquirers want. So using your personal brand to achieve the goals of the business is a totally smart idea and does often lead to an exit. Misconception number three, that these are risky times, there are no entrepreneurial ideas left, that the only way to get rich is to be born into a rich family. What a total crock of shit. This is the greatest time in history to be an entrepreneur. You can start a business with nearly no money. You get to leverage amazing, incredible technology. You can build a global brand with global reach. You can distribute your product or service to anywhere in the world. You can collect money easily from anywhere in the world. All of this incredible technology is just waiting for you to use it. All the time I see people who grew up in a poor family creating an amazing online business and they're doing really well. Recently I met someone who has a YouTube channel that makes 2-3 million profit per year. And this person's only in their 20s. I know people who have launched fashion brands who are making 7 figures by launching a fashion brand on Instagram and selling on Shopify. I know people who do coaching, consulting online. I know someone who does one workshop every single week and makes well over $200,000 a year from doing that. I know someone who runs beautiful, fun get-together events that are really fun and they make a couple of $100,000 a year and they only launched this last year. I see all the time people finding fun and exciting ways to launch a business, to make a lot of money, to have a lot of fun, and to make the most of the incredible times that we're in. This is the most entrepreneurial, opportunistic time in the world. Go for it. Do not let any of these negative socialists hold you back. Get into capitalism. Don't listen to all the naysayers. Don't listen to all the people who are going to tell you all the reasons it can't be done. Listen to the people who are actually doing it. Follow in their footsteps, make a huge success of your year ahead. It's a great time to be in business. Misconception number 4 is if you build it, they will come. So here's how it works. There is a supply side and a demand side to every business. The supply side is looking after customers and the demand side is generating customers in the first place. When you launch a business, if you launch by building something, then you have high supply and almost no demand. And that means that you're going to force your business down. If you launch something by ramping up the demand, making lots of sales, generating lots of leads, and you constrict or restrain supply, it means that you're going to ramp up prices, you're going to ramp up demand, you're going to ramp up the excitement. And that's the best way. In fact, I'd say it's almost the only way to launch a business. You've got to go demand side first, then supply side, not supply side, then demand side. So get out there and generate demand for an idea. And then when the marketplace says we want this, then think about how you're going to deliver it. So here's what you can do. You can do more sales, do more outreach. You can launch a waiting list, a registration of interest list. You can launch an online assessment. You can run introduction events. You can launch a discussion group. You can raise the numbers of a social media focused campaign. You can get more people focused on your social media profiles and run a social media campaign. There's all sorts of things that you can do to generate demand from people from all over the world and then you channel them all towards signals of interest for a product that's coming, and then when you've got significant demand, then you launch it. Misconception number 5 is to avoid failure at all cost. I totally disagree with this. Business is about failing fast and cheap in order to figure out what works. What you have to do is conduct fast, cheap experiments and embrace failure. You should treat every little failure as a piece of free consulting. If someone complains, that's a free consultation. If someone doesn't buy something, that's free data, right? That tells you something about the business or the offer. You should be like a scientist who's experimenting with all sorts of different little experiments that are fast, cheap experiments in order to find the few things that really, really work, and then you double down on those. If you're not willing to fail fast and fail cheap, you're not going to discover the things that really work and that scale fast. Misconception number 6 is that someone is going to steal your business idea and that you've got to protect it. You can't tell anyone about your business idea or else they'll steal it. The truth is that the people who are the most successful, the people who have the potential to quote unquote steal your idea, have 55 different ideas that they already have on their waiting list. They don't have enough time for the ideas they've already got, and they've got a long list of ideas that they want to work on but they haven't got time for. Every successful person I know gives away their ideas because they've got too many ideas and not enough time to implement. Why on earth are they going to steal someone else's ideas when they've already got 50 ideas on their own list? So the thing is that no one really steals your idea until you're already massively successful. If you start driving around in a Ferrari, people are going to steal your ideas because they're going to say, oh, this person has very valuable ideas. Before you're super successful, people assume that your ideas are terrible anyway. No one's paying attention. If anything, the opposite is true. You're going to have to get out there and tell everyone about your ideas. Tell anyone who's listening. If you're sitting next to someone at the bus stop, you should be telling them your idea and seeing what they think about it. And the goal is to get the idea to marketplace, which means talking about your ideas. Every conversation that you have leads you to more information, more data, more insight about how that idea could come to market. And the real value of an idea is taking it to market. Ideas on their own are worthless. Ideas plus implementation create the value. And the 7th idea that is a massive misconception is that you should work on your own. You should be a solopreneur. You should keep your costs down and get rid of those greedy people who want to join your team in order to get a little bit of the money off you every month. That's the opposite of what you should be thinking. You need to build a team. Business is a team sport. The more people who join the team, the more successful your business will become. Obviously, you need to be responsible in who you hire and how you hire them. You need to be responsible in the cash flow and how fast you ramp up cash flow. But ultimately, when your business is massively successful, it's going to be a team of people who are passionate, working together, in the vibes, working every single day to deliver value to customers, and you're going to be so proud of your business once you've got that team of people around you. There are obviously business examples where people scaled their team too fast, they overhired, all of that sort of stuff. It's normally associated with big VC funded businesses. You're not going to do that, but definitely don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Get yourself 1, 2, 3 people around you in order to get that team dynamic. Business is too hard to do on your own. You've got to get yourself a team that allow you to specialize on the thing that you're good at while they specialize on the thing that you've hired them to do. So, out of curiosity, which one of these 7 misconceptions most stood out for you? Which one have you been believing in or been limited by? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you think I missed any major misconceptions or you want me to comment on any misconceptions or ideas in business. Leave me a comment in the comments below. Give the channel a like and a subscribe. I was shocked to discover about 60% of people watching this have not actually subscribed. The more people who subscribe, the more we can do with this channel. So please do give us a subscribe as well as a like.